You know they got that same name with different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Keisha and Keisha,
knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them.
Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment.
Keisha
you don't
and
got
Keisha,
it, you
man.
can get some if you heard them. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
I hurt your heart.
Yes, my heart hurt.
She said her
I
heart.
try not to hurt anybody's
Well,
heart.
okay.
How I managed to do that?
By adulting.
Okay, guys. This is what we've done. We've got to do a little thing. You know, I've been having a little time, which I don't really have a lot, but I have had some, and I've learned how to make phone calls and have them live during our podcast. So right now, live, we have the one and only DJ Thomas. Hey, DJ Thomas.
Hey, how y'all doing?
All right, so we got a question for you. Do you
Go
think
ahead.
we talk about each other more than we talk to each other? What are your opinion?
Who is we? Me and you?
No, people
Oh,
in
I'm good.
general. We're talking about the world right now.
Here we go.
I would have to say that we talk. I would say more about each other, and the reason why I would say that is because of, in all honesty, is because of my increased knowledge on a lot of different philosophers and a lot of different theories and just the history of the world through some of the classes I've taken. And we do a lot of talking about each other.
Okay, well, you hear that, boy? I tell you, that education at Fisk University is paying off, baby. I got a college student.
You better
Okay.
tell it.
So why do you feel that's so, that we're talking more about each other than to each other?
The reason why I would say that is specifically humans kind of have a nature of separating ourselves. We always try to separate, or we try to put each other into categories. And as soon as you do that, you start to gain this opinion of if they don't, and really mostly in America is when you see it. So I'm going to speak towards America, but you have a bigger opinion of if they don't look like you, then they're not going to understand you.
Okay.
And that is a huge issue, because that's why I say we talk about each other more than we talk to each other. And my thing with that is, when I say that if somebody doesn't look like you, then that means that you think that they don't understand you. Then why would you talk to somebody who doesn't understand you? Because most people don't have the desire to actually teach people. They want somebody already know.
Okay. Well, if you guys are just joining us, we got DJ Thomas on the phone. And the question is, do we talk about each other more than we talk to each other? And he is schooling us with that Fisk education. So, DJ, one other thing. We're going to move another subject. Should we ban handshakes in the professional world? And you know
What do
how
you
you're
mean by
such a
handshake?
germaphobe. I'm just asking, should we do that?
You talking about just the traditional handshake? Like,
Yeah, just walk up, you meet somebody, you shake their hand. Should we ban handshakes?
I would have to say that I have two perspectives. From the
Okay.
germaphobe perspective, most definitely. Because, oh my goodness, I have been in so many, just everything. If you just sit around and watch a room, people do so many things with their hands, and it's disgusting. It is so disgusting. But on the opposite side, I will say that when I do conduct business, or if I'm meeting somebody new, a handshake, when I do that handshake, I get to look you in your eye, I get to be personable.
Okay.
And that's kind of why I like the handshake. It's kind of like what am I thinking of? Icebreaker, almost.
Okay, well,
That's
do
how I
you think
consider
fist
the
bump is
handshake.
too unprofessional? Too casual?
Say that one more time?
Doing a fist bump. You know how sometimes you see people and you kind of like, what's up, fist bump them? Or, you know.
I do not think that's professional, for the fact that everybody has their preference. Now, that's still a form of a handshake to me. A fist bump is. So if you run into somebody who is an extreme germaphobe or something, they don't want to touch your hand, but they still show you enough respect to reach out and be like, hey, how you doing? And give you a fist bump, and that's perfectly fine.
All right. Last little thing. Do you think you could ever be a vegan or a vegetarian?
No.
No, you like meat too much.
I can give you that right off the bat. and if anybody watching the show has ever eaten any of our common food, then you know my answer. Why?
Are you
know
doing
the
a
reason
little
my
plug
answer.
for the Thomas? You little barbecue Thomas snob.
Exactly.
That's the best.
Exactly.
All right,
I
DJ.
have the
Well, we
taste
thank you for
carnivore.
chiming in. Go ahead and listen to the rest of the show. We're going to kind of get this kicked off, but we're excited that we can call people. So we're going to get somebody on the next random call.
Thanks,
For sure, I
DJ.
will be watching. No
All
problem.
right. Bye. All right, Keisha, that was good.
That was awesome.
So what-
I like that.
So what is it like something?
Something fit- that's
no,
what-
that's this chord.
Oh, okay. Cause I was
Okay,
like,
so
about to
Keith's
kick
done-
out of here.
Not the country girl about to kick out of here.
I was about to kill it. It was
Okay,
about to
okay.
die today.
All right, so tell me, what do you think? Do you think we talk about each other more than we talk to each other?
I think we compare ourselves too much. When we talk to each other, we want to know who's doing better, who's doing worse. I'm doing this, I'm doing, instead of actually having real conversations.
Okay.
Everything is not a comparison. You don't have to compare yourself to everybody. Everybody's doing different stuff. And I learned a long time ago, never want what somebody else got. You just don't know what they're
That
going
is
through
so
to
true.
get it.
I'm telling you, because some of us don't want what it takes to go through
Okay.
that. You better tell us the truth. All right. I guess my perspective is this. I think we do talk about each other more than we do each other. And a lot of times it comes from our fear of changing. Because, see, if I don't talk to you and give you an opportunity to make a difference or to say something different or to provide me with a different opinion, then all I know and all I'm going to say and all I'm going to do and the only thing that I'm going to have any part of is going to be my opinion. So if I have to branch out and hear someone else's opinion, if I have to branch out and hear somebody else's choices with things, then that's going to put me in a place where I may have to challenge some of the things that I believe. So I think people enjoy talking more about folks than they do talking to them, because then it might put them in a position where they may have to change some of their ways or some of their opinions. So I don't know. Then there's some folks who just stubborn and they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. You ready now? I gave you a chance to log on.
No, I was trying to, some people don't have Facebook, so I was trying to send it by message, text message. So that's.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, come on. So we want to hear from y'all. Should we make another phone call? Okay, well, let's keep going. We'll do it. All right. So what do you think about banning handshakes?
I'm with DJ on the germaphobe. I'm not good with.
Come on.
I was just talking to someone today, telling them how I didn't like people to touch me. Period. So I've just changed that. I usually did not want people touching me. Period, regardless of who they were. But the handshakes, I think, being American is. It's American. It's not that kiss it, because I think I'd rather you get a handshake than you putting your lips near my face.
But you know what? I will tell you, though. I have been in situations, especially in the schoolhouse, where I've gone in bathrooms, come out of bathrooms, been walking past them and see people who won't wash their hands and stuff. I don't want you touching me. And then they be shaking your hand all tight, some people, and they be having sweaty palms and stuff. I don't know. I mean, a nice little fist bump or, a nod or what's up might be okay with me.
But you said in profession. You were
Yeah,
saying
I know, but there's some professional people that literally don't wash their hands either.
I think the point I was making, not about washing their hands, is that that's what we do here in America. Like in other countries, they bow. Or
right. I'm just asking, do you think it should be banned?
Or Italians. No, I don't think it should be banned. Just have hand sanitizer near you.
Okay.
I keep it near me, don't you? I mean, I was saying being American, it's our thing to shake hands. And French people do double kisses.
I know, but what if you like sneeze in your hand and then I didn't see you do it and I come shake your hand and I rub my nose? You've seen those things, how those germs and stuff.
Well, I don't presume nobody's hands is clean. So if your hand, I'm going to get hand sanitizer.
Okay.
I mean, that's my thing.
All right.
So,
All right. So
when when my kids always say this, my hands clean.
Hey, Todd.
Your hands are not clean to me, brother.
Todd, I think I got your number too. I might be calling you, bro. We doing some random phone calls. I done lucked up and watched enough YouTube, and I done figured out how to make phone calls on our live podcast. We just get off the phone with DJ. He gave us some good insight. Somebody gave us a sad face. Was that Todd? Todd, did you say somebody? It was like a mean face. Who would do that? Somebody, you know how people give their little comments, and one of them was a mean comment.
They probably angry about the banding handshake or something, or they hit the wrong thing. Okay, I don't see it anymore.
All right. So, at any rate, we might be calling a few of y'all to get your opinions today, because we've got a new little thing we've learned, which I think will get more people involved. All right, so let's do a little recap.
recap.
45. Go ahead with your 45. That dude is a mess.
Girl, so 45 has reached a new milestone. 45, you're out there breaking records with lies.
Cliff,
you have told
hold on
over
for
10,000 lies. What are you doing, mister? Go ahead. You want to?
Clifton gave us 15 billion likes. Listen to that.
All right, I like that.
Okay. All right, so you said he breaking records because he doing what?
He has told over 10,000 lies since he's been the president. So somebody's been tracking it, and they found that he's told over 10,000 lies.
And we could truly believe that, can't we?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I believe it.
All right, songwriter SZA was shopping at a Sephora Calabasas when an associate she labeled Sephora Sally reportedly called security on her because she thought she was stealing.
That's not new. They called him on Oprah.
And so,
And who else?
well, of course, we're not surprised by this story.
No, I'm saying it's not new that they were called because you're black and in a
Shopping while
predominant-
black.
Maybe she needed a Kardashian with her.
I'm
or
going to tell
something.
y'all, we need to kind of start moving past this. Haven't y'all realized that black folks do shop, we barbecue, we go out to eat, we take naps, we go to school. I mean, all of the same stuff that y'all do, we do. So let's stop all this foolishness and know as humankind, we all do the same stuff. Like,
Well,
chill.
now I'm gonna go back to SZA because we all said the same thing. We do the same thing. We all do what everybody do. But my other thing is we're gonna stop patronizing you.
Yeah,
we gonna
they were
see.
saying she was buying some Fenty, so we're going to see what Riri say.
Okay, hey.
Yeah, because you
Because-
start hitting people in their pockets, baby.
You know what? Sephora did me like that. Well, what they did was they was trying to offer me other products when I went in there specifically for Fenty. And I
Really?
told them, I was like, I don't want that other mess.
Mm.
And they was like, but we got some stuff that's even better. No, it's not even better.
Stop.
You need to stop. You ain't got but 3 shades for my brown skin. And Riri got over 20, 30 shades. I was like, you either black or blacker.
All right. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm on my
And-
3rd week of no makeup. My eyebrows, they don't grow in. So it just is what it is. And I've been doing a lot of working out. So I haven't been wearing any makeup. Ooh, Katie
oh,
White.
wait a minute, wait a
We're
minute.
calling tonight. So
Guess
you might
what,
get a
Keisha?
phone call.
You on your 3rd week of no makeup?
Yeah.
I'm on my 6th year of no products, no weaves, no
Okay.
nothing. What, girl?
We
6
might have to take a
years.
picture of you. You know, Sierra's got a project coming up. We might have to take your picture and send it to her. We'll talk
This
about that
is
later.
6 years, baby. And I'm like more than 10 years of no acrylics. Hell, I don't know how many years I am without no
Okay.
acrylics.
So you got President Trump down here again. What's going on with him?
Okay, so your boy, he turned on Fox News. You know, if he turned on Fox News, what is going on? So he got mad at this personality on Fox called Judge Andrew Napolitano after the legal analyst issued a sharp rebuke of the president's actions
Wow.
outlined. I can't believe Fox did it. Outlined in special counsel Robert Mueller's report as immoral, criminal,
Yeah.
defenseless, and what's that word?
Sending?
No. That's the word.
Condemnable?
Condemnable. Yeah. Condemnable. I was
I'm
I
like,
can't-
what? You
It's
just-
too late to be trying to do these multiple, what is it, syllable words.
Okay.
So if Fox News is calling you all this, oh Jesus, what is he? It's bad when Fox had to tell you that you are crook and you're a crook. So the other thing I have is who is calling me?
What you doing? How you, Brandon? Sorry, listeners.
No, this is I don't know who this is.
Okay. Well, you want to go? I'll go to the
I'm
next
like-
thing if you want to look. And what
No,
you
I
trying
got
to do? Okay.
the 10 companies that avoided all federal income. I actually had the list last week, but I forgot to bring it. Number 1 was Gannett. Gannett is, and I brought what type of company? A publishing printing company. Number 1 who avoided taxes. IBM was number 2. I think everybody know what IBM is. Activision Blizzard is a computer supply office equipment software data company.
Okay.
AECOM Technology
Hey, Kenny Boo.
is engineering and construction company.
Okay.
Pitney Bowes, y'all know the postal people, office supply equipments.
Mm-hmm.
And then Celanese is a transportation company. JetBlue Airways, Prudential Financial is one we know,
Mm-hmm.
Duke Energy, Wisconsin Energy, and Aramark.
So if you just tuned in, she's talking about companies who did not pay any federal taxes.
The
last year.
top 10, they paid, they were a negative 68%. So they probably got a tax refund.
And you had to pay Poor
Yeah.
Kiki.
You damn right.
Kiki, are you with
They
me?
in other
Paying
words, instead of having to
taxes.
pay the standard 21% corporate tax rate, they end up, these companies collectively enjoyed a roughly negative 5% average effective tax rate from 4.3
They have
billion
some
in rebates.
amazing tax
So
accountants and
the-
tax lawyers. You know they do.
No, they don't. He
Oh.
made the tax law, so these people, they ain't had to do
Oh,
shit.
okay.
So no, it said that way, but they
right.
end up with a 4.3 billion in rebates. So
Wow.
these companies ended up with 4.3 billion of our federal tax money.
Wow.
That means my money, your money.
Well, like you said, what do you have, about 18 months left? We need to make a difference. All right. Another kid, migrant child, died while in the custody of immigrations. And so he was at the border, got sick, and died.
Child, when these people don't care about dying children.
I know.
But they illegal. They're not illegal. I don't even understand what they're saying. They don't even know what they're saying. We're getting to the point where they don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Nothing about this is humane.
Right.
First of all, it's illegal, but it's not even humane.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so SB 7030, y'all. Let me tell you about
Senate
this.
bill, SB Senate
Okay,
bill.
Senate bill.
I got it, girl. I got
The
to do
Florida's House of Representatives voted 65 to 47 to pass the bill after hours of debate over 2 days in which the Republican majority thwarted Democratic efforts to amend, stall, or kill the measure. Florida Senate approved it 22 to 17 last week. So basically, it will be legal for teachers to carry guns in the classroom. The teachers, there was a voluntary guardian program, and now they've increased it by allowing teachers to carry guns in the classroom. You have to pass a 144-hour training course, and you in there.
I hope my kids get the hell out of this school.
Let's see if we can
before
get
these
G on the
people-
phone.
I hope we should have
See what
called
he got to say.
Carlos.
Oh, Carlos.
Huh?
Okay, let's see if we can get G money. Dr. Greg Seaton. Will he answer the phone?
He don't want to answer you. Yeah, I should have called G.
He might be in a plane somewhere. You know that dude is always on the
I
road.
know.
Your call has been forwarded to an
All right.
That's
See,
why you give people a heads up so they answer the phone. I don't know why I be listening to her. I told her to let people
all right,
know.
all right. Let me call one person. I'm gonna call Krista. Krista always answers the phone. Let's see.
And this will be the time Krista don't answer.
So I'm telling y'all, nobody is off limits. Everybody may get a phone call from us. So it is what it is. Krista always answers my phone call. Really? So today she not?
She doing stuff. She watching the show.
I can't right now.
And you just gonna keep letting it ring.
This is Crystal.
I'm like, after 3 rings, we hanging up. We not gonna let it ring till we get your voicemail.
Oh my God.
Jeez Louise.
Okay, well, I was just trying to
I
get a
understand
feel.
what you were saying, but I'm saying, hey, that's why I said give people a heads up so we
Okay.
know their answer.
All
and
right.
ain't none of my people answer back, so I know what that means. Hell to the no.
All right. Let me call. I got one more call. Let's call DSNet and see. If not, we'll move on. But anyway, I'm telling you right now, I will take the class, and I am all in. So if they're going to pass a law and allow people to be a part of it, that's what we're going to do.
That's what you. Can we hang up now? Is ring
It's 3?
number 3? Yes. It was really ring number 3.
I'm so excited about this
I
phone call
understand
thing. And
it.
so
I
I was like trying
understand
to get, and it's just, Tasha was trying, well, we'll do her on another one. I was trying to find somebody who I knew was in the, let's see if Candace don't never answer the phone. I don't even know why I'm
Then
trying
she'll
her.
be the one to answer. I
You
don't
think
even know
she'll be
what
the
you tripping for. It's the opposite day.
All right, y'all. If you are in our call log, you might get called today on one of our subjects. So right now we talked about the SB 7030
hang up.
Florida's
It's
House
3.
Representative,
And
and
that's-
it voted 65 to 47 to pass the bill. I did, baby. I'm
okay,
hanging
now
up.
let's move on because we
Okay,
don't
so let
want
me
the
say one
whole
more-
show
all right.
to be about calling people.
Okay,
if
let
they
me say
don't
one more
answer.
thing though about that. I feel
Go ahead.
that if they pass the bill and you are an educator and they're offering these classes, even if you don't take them up on getting a gun, you still should take the classes because you just never know. So I feel that sometimes as educators, we will fall on the sword about, oh no, this is just so wrong. But you got to understand, if they're already moving forward on working, you better get on the ship.
I don't agree.
No?
No. Oh my God. Just because they ignorant don't mean the rest of us need to be ignorant.
What do you mean?
And I say that because I don't think that having more guns in the school is gonna solve the problem. You're gonna have more shooting.
Okay.
And so with that being said, and I know they're offering the classes. Just because people offer stuff don't mean you got to do it. Now, and I get so upset because our legislative, they, instead of them putting gun restrictions, they want to put more money into the NRA pockets. And we talked about this before. They want to sell more guns. And for people who normally wouldn't get a gun or wouldn't take the classes, now you're going to get a gun and take the classes because now the NRA is about bankrupt. So
okay, so then
I feel like it's the lobbyists again are running things. And for the Florida teachers, if you felt so strongly for our students and our teachers, having more guns is not the answer.
I think it's not necessarily solving a problem as much as it is providing
another one.
No, providing an opportunity. So here's a couple of things that you said. First thing was, if they pass this bill, just because they pass it, we shouldn't jump on it. Okay.
Yes.
They actually put 2 resource officers in the school that where I teach. And most schools have 1 or 2 resource officers. Okay. One thing that you have to understand is that sometimes the campus is so large that by the time one of the resource officers can respond, you're helpless. And so a lot of people get killed because there's nobody there to even stop and defend them. Like, for example, at UNC Charlotte, the guy fell on the gunman and ended up dying, him and another person. And he prevented, that guy from killing so many people. But had he not... I know that, but he died.
But that's the point.
No, baby.
I guess
no,
the point
baby.
I'm
No,
making
baby.
is
No,
people,
that ain't a good point.
Well, let me finish.
Go ahead, but that ain't a good point. He died.
So, yeah, and that's the point I'm trying to make with people with guns. More people die accidentally from people who have guns.
He didn't die
No, I know he didn't. I'm saying where you saying he actually stopped someone and he didn't have a gun.
Right.
And yes, he did die. But I'm saying people with guns are killing people accidentally. I don't want my child in your classroom with a gun and you don't know what the hell you're doing. I don't care how many classes.
But you send him to school every day with a colleague that can walk in there with a gun. And if that ain't something to say, if he can be protected, because see, just the same way I'm not saying that every teacher needs to have the gun, I am so saying you send your kid to school every day, and the school kids can come in there. There's no radar, not radar. What is it? Metal detectors or anything, so they can come in there with whatever. So he could be sitting next to one of his homeboys or somebody in the class that get mad and open up. I mean, killing everybody.
You know what? I think I'm saying this wrong. And I hope everybody understands this. Scary people and fearful people are not the people you want to be people to. Because, and I know you look at it like that, but I'm saying people who are scared, because the scenario you're giving is that we should all be afraid and we should all run and get a gun because something scary might happen.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm saying that's the scenario you're saying. We send our kids to school and their colleagues could come and get, and listen.
But I'm responding to you saying with a teacher being in a classroom with a gun. And I'm saying to you, you send your kid to school every day and you don't know if one of their friends have a gun, because that has happened too.
And I don't know if the teacher got a gun.
Oh, yeah, you do know that.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
How would I know that?
Because it's illegal.
Just because it's illegal don't mean that people don't break the law.
Now, we could be all day with the what ifs.
No, but that's the point. That's the point I'm just making. You started the what ifs.
No, I did not.
The first what if you say is your kids don't know if the colleagues got a gun. That's the what if.
Okay.
That is a
I'm
what
going to
if.
let you say, are you going to say?
No.
Because I'm responding to what you said. You said about the teacher being in the room, in the classroom with the gun. I said, that is the whole point. If you have one of his peers that have a gun or whatever they have that's with them, and we have no defense for it. So by the time the resource officer that's way down the hall can get to us, everybody in the classroom gone. Everybody. And I just feel like at that point, it's one of those things where unless they change the gun laws to where it's going to. Okay. All I'm telling you right now, Keisha Anderson, is that guns are legal in the state of Florida.
Yeah, everywhere.
Let me finish. Guns are legal in the state of Florida, and there are people that have them in their homes, and there are kids that put them in their backpacks and bring them with them. We cannot deny that fact. So when you start creating scenarios of other things that can happen, I'm talking about the fact that these guns already can come to the school. Period.
Okay, so let me go back to your first scenario, because you said I create the scenario, you created. I just answered your scenario. So your first scenario you had was that the colleagues can bring guns in. Their colleagues is what you said, can bring guns in. So what I'm telling you is more accidental
Are there
deaths.
peers?
Their colleagues
what
are
colleagues?
peers. You said the kids' colleagues.
Peers. They're not colleagues. They don't work together.
I'm sorry, you said colleagues. I'm saying, I'm using your words. You said colleagues, and you meant peers. We can clear that
Go
up.
ahead,
You
go ahead.
meant peers. So if that's the case, what I'm telling you is more accidental deaths happen from scary people who should not have guns. And the fact that we're advocating for more guns makes me that tells me that we're more scared people. So just because you're I get it.
I'm listening to
No,
you because
okay,
I'm
let me
trying to figure
finish.
out where I'm scared. Where it come from? Fear.
Because you just said all of us will be taken out. That's fear.
Girl, no,
That's
that's
fear.
reality. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of somebody coming into my room with a gun if I have a gun. Period. So what you talking about? I don't have to be scared. Oh my gosh! If I'm getting trained and they're doing it just the same way you train a police officer, who go in, this 144 hours you have to get trained for this. They're not just saying everybody grab a gun and go in the classroom. But if they're going to pass this bill and say you got to take these 144 hours to have this gun or whatever, I'm taking them up on it.
And that's your prerogative. That is your prerogative. I don't think I sat here once and said for you not to do any of that. No, I didn't. I said I don't agree with you, with your philosophy. I do not agree with that. I do not agree with this bill. I do not agree that we need to have more teachers in schools with guns. That's not the answer to this problem. Now, that's where I disagree. Now, you can go and take them up on it all you want, but just because you got a gun don't mean you're going to protect nobody. And that's the scenario that most gun owners need to know. Because if you're in there with a loaded gun, I don't want you accidentally shooting my child because you thought you was in danger. And that's what happened with people who don't have no business with guns.
I just want to know why all of a sudden teachers don't have no business with no gun. That's the part
I
I
don't-
can't
I
get
don't-
over.
I
You
don't
done called
think-
us scary. You
I
said we don't
don't-
have no business
I
having a
don't-
gun. You done said all this kind of stuff.
I never said that. I said this bill is stupid.
Right.
And
It's
I
for
said it-
teachers.
and
The bill
it's
is for
stupid.
teachers.
That's not the answer. That's not.
But you just called us
that's-
scary. Did you not call us scary? Did you not say that we shouldn't have guns? Did you not say not be responsible with them?
I never wanted you to take that personally, but
What you mean personally? I'm a teacher.
I never said teacher. I said the bill.
The
I'm
bill
saying-
is for
oh,
teachers. Let's
the-
call it what it is now.
The bill is for teachers, and it's the wrong answer. It's the wrong answer to the problem that we have, and that's where I'm going with this. It's the wrong answer. It's
All
not
I'm
what we
saying
need.
is that
We can't think of
there's
nothing out of-
nothing. No, well, here's my thing. If as long as we have gun laws to say you can carry a gun, and these children have access to them in their homes, and all of the random shootings that have happened over the years of when some kid then came up in there, maybe they've been bullied, they got all kind of issues, whatever's going on. And they may start in an area in the school where the officer can't get to them. There are hundreds of kids that are at danger and can basically get wiped out, and then we've shown it where they've getting killed. And my whole thing is, if you got some teachers that's in some hallways that's been trained, baby, and can make it happen before
Oh,
the
can
resource
you
officer
read
get
that
over there,
comment?
please.
Can you read that comment right there? Because I can't
No,
even get no better.
'cause it
Cops
doesn't matter.
can't even do it. How you think teachers gonna do it? We got cops shooting unarmed people who say they was afraid, they thought they had a gun. The point is, no more guns. Is more people in hands of more people does not mean that we're gonna be safer. That's the
You
point I'm making.
cannot
But I'm gonna tell you
stop
this.
the fact that people, it's the law. So folks already have guns, Keisha.
So we need to
So
change
we gonna
the
sit
law.
around and go, please don't shoot me.
No.
You come in the classroom. I was
no,
your
that's
favorite
not what we're
teacher.
gonna do.
Spare
No.
all of us.
No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to change the gun laws. We're going to take more guns out of hands of people that should not have them. But instead of that, we're putting more guns in the hands of people.
How
which
you gonna
means
take-
that we are in the NRA's
But how you gonna
pocket.
take guns out of people that should have them? How does that? How you gonna do that?
No, for people who shouldn't have it.
Who
we
shouldn't
got
have 'em?
mentally ill people. We got too young people. People who've never been trained. Right now, our gun laws let anybody get guns.
But here's the bottom line: you could be a responsible person that's a gun owner,
Or
and
you
you
could be a
have the
police
gun.
officer.
I'm sorry. You just made your comment, and you healthy, ain't nothing mentally wrong with you or whatever, and you done purchase some guns. And then one day you just decide, whatever the case may be. So these people, everybody who got a gun ain't crazy or off the chains or whatever. So all I'm saying is that we're not getting rid of guns. We have to find a way to protect more people.
Ask you to get rid of guns. I don't think you understand what gun laws mean. We're not asking people to get rid of guns. We're talking about in case point and scenario. Every mass shooter that we've had some issues that should have been flagged for getting a gun, but they weren't flagged because our laws made it easier for them to get a gun.
Well, let me ask you a question.
It wasn't their parents' gun.
Okay.
They were able to walk into a Walmart and get a gun. They were able to
but
walk
some
in
of them
there
were
being
parents'
18.
gun.
But
let me ask you this question.
The ones that were not.
So the kids who walked in, let's just talk about the what? No, not Sandy. Sandy Hooks. Is that the one with the elementary school years ago? Okay. And if those teachers or those first graders and those other ones had a gun, I believe in my heart of heart that baby wouldn't have killed as many kids he did.
And that's your belief.
I believe that.
And
so if these teachers get trained and they know, because the bottom line is that what you're not realizing is, even in training, like my kids, I tell them now, if you hear something that sound like gunshots, because my room is in the corner. There's no out. So if we come out, you lay down. Don't say that because
yes, we are.
No,
if you
lay down on the ground,
like somebody
lay down
you gonna pull your
on
gun and start
the
shooting.
ground. That I did not say that.
I said it.
Okay, well I'm telling you,
said
no, I won't do that.
You
I'm gonna
don't
tell
know
you what
what
I am
the
gonna do
hell
is
you
my
gonna
kids
do.
are gonna get on the ground,
You
and if he
scared.
come through that door and can get through that barricade, he gonna get it. Bottom line,
he gonna get it.
how about that? I bet you none of them babies that's
moving
supposed to be in
on.
my care. And that's the thing that
No,
I don't like about how you respond to this.
No,
like
because
we're
we're
not
not getting
responsible. No, because you just said
Why you
we're
get
fearful.
loud
Just say
and-
when you get loud. Don't tell me not to get loud.
loud.
Yes,
Okay.
right now I am.
Do that.
So under any rate, all the teachers who want to go out and get guns or whatever, we're not all irresponsible. We're not all fearful. We're not all trying to kill somebody else's kid. We're not trying to do that. The same way that you're trying to keep kids safe by creating other things, this is just another avenue. I'm not saying I 100% agree with how they did this bill,
do
but I am going to take advantage of it. Because at this
I
point,
don't care how loud you say it, I don't agree with it. And child, we can move on.
okay,
'Cause I
but
don't
listen,
agree.
the bottom line is,
You ain't
I
changed my
can-
mind, and I ain't changed yours.
No.
Carry on. Let's
so
go.
DJ
Everybody.
said that because how wrong is it? It's the same principle as the SRO having a gun because teachers are more capable than the SROs. And then Christina said just as many lives have been saved by people with concealed weapons as there have been accidental deaths.
Where's the stats
And
on
then
that? That's
she
a
says
damn
you have
lie,
to do a background check before getting
that's
a gun.
Not true, boo. Sorry.
And you don't know.
I do know.
You don't know if
That's
that's
the point
true.
I'm trying to tell you.
How do you know that? Where's your
because
proof?
the stats. I can pull
Okay,
it up.
well, pull them on up.
I'll pull it up for you.
So we'll have them stats next week since
No,
Keisha's
we can
saying
have them
that
right now because this
most
is part
of the mass
the
shooters
internet,
don't
boo.
own.
We can have it right
Most
now.
mass shooters don't own those guns. They got them by means of convenience. And then if anything, most teachers can become officers, but most officers can't become teachers. All right, so I think everybody's got some, strong opinions about it or whatever, just the same way as Keisha and I both do. The comment she has said came from Dumay that says cops can't use guns responsibly and teachers would be no better. And then Cliff just said, I just got my gun license last week and I agree that teachers should have protection. So, I mean, I think it's just one of those things.
Why not have more resource officers? Why couldn't we get more resource officers in the school and that could solve a problem? Resource officers on each level or floor.
We have
or
each on level.
hallway. No, I said I'm saying there's another.
That's happened already.
No,
That was
but-
a part of the
no, you said they only
Guardian
had-
program.
But that's where you were saying they only had 2.
Yeah, you got 2. Let's see. And what's your source? It better be credible.
Oh, I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay. So while she's pulling up her source, she's debating the fact that Christina said, let me go back to her comment, just as many lives have been saved by people with concealed weapons as there have been accidental deaths. That's what she's saying. She said that was a lie. And she, and I said how she called it a lie. She said she could find the proof. So she's looking up that. But my last comment on it is I just feel like in the school situations, high school alone, I mean, I know middle school kids are very hormonal, but in high school, kids get emotional and they all trying to have sex and they all in each other feelings and they got all this stuff going on. They always raging and everything. And sometimes because that little frontal lobe is the last thing to develop, these kids often do not have an opportunity to make great decisions. And so a lot of these things with these guns and doing different stuff and have access to them has gotten out of hand. And there's not where you can go and wrangle up all of the guns and make sure they don't bring any to school. There's no guarantee to that. So I think the effort for this bill was to try to help protect more people, stay safe. So, all right, let's see if we got everybody here. So anybody who's just joined us, we are having the whole debate over the SB, the Senate Bill 7030, where the Florida House of Representatives voted 60-65-7 to pass the bill, and that is for teachers to have guns in the classroom. So we've been going back and forth. Keisha does not believe that is going to solve the problem, and I think that if they created the bill and they're going to allow us to do these 144 hours of training, then I'm going to take them up on the opportunity.
You should.
right.
Comparison, they've got this thing where 11,208 homicide deaths by firearm in the U.S. in 2012. There were a total of 33,636 deaths due to injury by firearms, in which the majority were suicides. So we've got an issue of where you think you're going to have a gun to save people. That's not what's going on. People are either killing themselves or killing other people.
All right. Well, we're going to look at some other stuff, and it looks like you guys got some great stuff to say, so we'll bring it back next week as a recap. All right. So a police officer named Julie Cruz, who works in St. Louis area neighborhood, and this is just, again, one of those things where black people are being shot. One woman, apparently two women, loaded up a grocery cart full of meat, and they were heading out the store, got caught. One girl grabbed some of the stuff and ran out. The police officer, right, chased her down. She's a 13-year vet, and she's facing 7 years in prison for, she thought she grabbed a taser, but she grabbed her gun and she shot her. So they're saying that they make them put their taser on their left-hand side because they want it to be the non-dominant side, so they can get used to grabbing that instead of grabbing the gun.
And again, this proves my point. This is a
What point?
I'm gonna make it again.
Yeah, please do.
This is a trained officer who's been trained and accidentally shot someone.
No.
What do you mean? No,
Really? We talking about the fact that she meant to pull a taser and a gun. I don't have both. If I have a gun, I don't.
That's an accident.
Right.
That's an accident.
Okay.
I don't want my child to be at the hand of someone.
Well, he already at the hand of that. Every time he go to school, he at the hands of that. Because anybody can walk up in there and get bucked.
No, that means
so
somebody
homeschool him.
No, I'm not homeschooling.
Okay, well then you got to deal with how it works.
No, but that's why I vote, and that's why I put people in office for my agenda.
And that's why that bill gonna pass.
And it might, and then that's why it can be overturned. We got 2 more years to put more people in there, and that's why I'm a member of knocking on doors and getting the actual information out there to people. Because we make these laws are for us, and so we have people out there who lobby against our best interest. The guns in the hands of teachers is not our best interest. That's just saying it's not. Let me finish. That's not our best interest. That's just saying, we don't know what to do. We just gonna throw guns at people. No, throwing guns at people is not how we solve mass shooting. It's in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think it's just the way you keep talking about how teachers, we just freaking idiots.
I'm not talking about teachers. I'm talking about anybody, even police officers. You just read it. A police officer used the wrong thing, and they've been trained. These people have been trained. This is her job.
And she had 2 options. I will have one. I don't have a taser.
But you
want to give everybody tasers?
No, but
that's what we need to do. Give everybody tasers instead of guns.
Gonna hit.
If we get tasers.
How many people you gonna hit?
I'm just asking. Should we get tasers?
I think you should not have. I think we should look at this differently than putting weapons in teachers' hands. I really do think we should look at it differently. And because we have a government that is built on lobbyists that are NRA, they're wanting to put more guns in the hand of people instead of actually figuring out how to solve the problem. And being that you're a teacher, I would think you would understand that. Not the fact that I'm trying to keep you from having a gun. I'm saying let's come up with a better solution instead of putting money in the hands of gun businesses for people who sell guns. But I don't want you to take it personally.
Oh
As
no,
a teacher.
as you said,
And
I would think
I
as
would
you a
think
teacher,
as a
you
teacher.
how else could you expect me to take that?
No, I'm saying
I'm just understanding how your delivery. I tell you about your delivery all the time.
My delivery as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not attacking you saying that you're dumb and can't have a gun. I'm saying let's come up with a better solution. But my thing to you is you've already said whatever they say we can do, that's what I'm gonna do. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, can we not think of a better solution? Is something wrong with us? Have we stopped thinking of better solutions?
I'm trying to understand. You got any better solutions right now?
I just said.
Which is what?
Gun laws that prevent
That's gonna do
people
what?
That I just told you.
I'm still
That
trying to
prevent
understand.
people who are not 18 from getting guns. Prevent
How
people
you
who are
gonna
not
stop
trained
somebody if
because
guns
that-
are legal to not get a gun, Keisha? If I got a gun in my house and I got an 18-year-old and got mad because his girlfriend been sleeping with somebody else and he coming in and grab my gun to go to that school, how are you gonna stop that from happening? Tell me that.
I can't stop every situation.
Okay.
But I can stop an 18-year-old that wants to go into a Walmart and wants to buy a gun because it's legal. We can stop that. We can make that illegal. We can stop that person.
Okay,
we
and
can
then what?
stop that person who's mentally ill and who's on the FBI radar, which happened here in Florida at Parkland. This dude went all over the place saying that he was going to do a mass shooting, and nobody stopped him. We could have stopped him, and we didn't need teachers to have guns to stop him. The FBI could have picked him up if they had
And then do
done
what?
their job. He wouldn't have been able to do a mass
Let me tell you something about the laws that you want to keep talking about.
Oh, that's the law you're
So,
talking about.
okay, no, I'm talking about the laws you talking about. So when you talk about a kid getting picked up by the FBI because he said he was going to do something, he going to be back on the street within 24 hours. And he going to go to that school. Because the first thing they're going to say, until he do something,
That's your
there's
scenario.
nothing we can do. Well, you talk about
No, I'm saying
laws.
that's your
Those are laws
scenario.
that protect kids
You
all
talking
day
about
long.
Teachers being able to protect kids with a gun.
I'm just saying, your
I said a
solutions.
better- I said a better.
I didn't ask you for a better solution. I've already asked you for one.
I'm giving you better.
That's better?
Yes. To pick up, to actually have the FBI pick up someone who says they're going to do a mass
Oh,
shooting.
we're delaying
Yes.
it. We're delaying the shooting. That's what we're doing. Because they're going to tell when. When he going to be let go?
Will he be able to have a gun?
The same way he got the other guns. The same way if there's gun in the house, if a friend has a gun, if he steals one. I mean, I'm just saying you're acting like they're not. Just because he can't go in there and buy one, don't mean he can't have access to
And
one. You
acting
ain't.
like because you got one that you'll be able to save someone.
I will definitely have a better chance than with not having one.
Okay.
Somebody
And that's your
walk
idea.
if
Hey,
somebody
hey.
walks into my classroom with a gun and starts shooting everybody and nobody in there, include me, have any way to defend ourselves, we're all dead. Period. I don't have anything. They just walk in and that's just the way it is. But if just the same way deterrent, just like people who put up those beware dogs, that's how people put up those things that say gun owner inside and all that kind of stuff. Trust and believe. Okay. But what I'm saying to you is those same deterrents. You don't know who has one and not has one. So when that person come in that school, he'll be a little more deterrent because he don't know if all 144 people, those teachers have guns or 10 or 12 or how many
Hey,
are.
guess what, Cliff? Gun laws will not prevent everybody from getting shot, but gun laws will. And just because you got a gun, don't mean you.
Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can get Desantos on the phone. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Dejanette.
Okay, so we got you on our live podcast. I know you don't have Facebook, and we are
What the
talking.
flip up? What are we doing?
You're gonna leave these stuff alone. You're gonna leave these stuff alone.
Oh my.
But I just want to hear what she has to say because she might agree with you. Let's just
I
ask the
don't-
question.
it
Let me
doesn't
just ask.
matter.
I know, but let me ask the question. So, Desantos, you there?
I'm here.
Okay. So we are asking a question. They just passed a bill in Florida to give teachers the right to have guns. What is your opinion?
I don't agree with it.
Explain it.
I think that's a big mistake. And one reason that I really think that I saw all that on the news. I think it's a big mistake because they're already in Florida. I don't know what's wrong with that state.
Yeah, a
But
whole
they
lot.
just-
I'm going back to Bama.
They-
I'm going back to Bama. Go ahead,
It's just-
DJ.
I don't. They just mistreating the young black people down there. I don't like it. And to give them the permission to use a gun
Kids. It's
is
gonna be more white
it's
teachers
gonna be
teaching black
it's
kids.
gonna be disastrous because you could, as you just take an example of two children, it may be young black student may get into an argument with another race. It don't necessarily have to be, a white student. They're gonna first thing they're gonna say is, "Oh, we were scared that the young black student was gonna do this or that or the other, so we had no option but to, get the gun." No, it's gonna be disastrous. I think that's a big mistake. I think they could come up with something else besides giving teachers guns. I think it should be tight security. My son's school is like Fort Knox. You can't just walk into school. You got to get buzzed in. I'm looking at every door. The teachers are literally have the swipe key to get in classroom, the swipe key to go here, the swipe key to go there. You can't just like walk into the schools. So I think they should think of another way to protect the students besides giving the teachers guns, because that's just a big mistake just waiting to happen. And unfortunately,
well, we are glad we're glad to hear your opinion. I totally feel as though I think that at this point, since they've already created this bill and they're passing and they're trying to do it, and as an educator, you got to first. Here's two things that I want to say. Number one, when I got into education, it's because I love kids and I love teaching them. Exactly. I love educating them, and let's not take that away from teachers. Now, just the same way you have a certain percentage, I guess, of police officers or whoever else that may be bad, cops are bad, there might be a few bad teachers. But 99% of us do it because we love these kids. Because I'm going to tell you, we don't make enough money. Two, we come here every day and we're always trying to advocate for these kids. We deal with parents that don't even care about their children. We deal with a lot of stuff on a daily basis. And sometimes the only hug these kids get, or the nice gesture, or the help to get to college, would have comes from teachers. So I want you to take that integration to think that every teacher's not standing back trying to figure out how to take a kid out. Because whatever this training that they're going to do, definitely is going to be in the safety of the children.
Well, we have seen so many teachers that have been racist. We've seen, because of this new era of internet, that have actually done some things to our kids that I found disturbing. And even my own son had a teacher that actually shown some signs of racism in his class. And it's like, and to give this person a gun and be the authoritative person over my child in a classroom, I don't agree. I think we should find a different way.
All right. Well, Deisha, we thank you. I'll call you back later. We're going to keep on with the show, okay?
Okay.
All right, love you. Bye. All right, Cliff did make a point. He says, and we're going to move on. Okay. He says, one point that I would like to make is when you have a family member working in the field of teaching, you would want them to do whatever it takes to protect themselves if a crisis as such were to occur. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the happy throuple.
Is it so happy?
They said it's happy now.
So then roll with what we got to talk about.
They said it's happy. They say it's throuple. So we're going to shift the conversation. Y'all know we can get into in the weeds with some stuff, but we're going to shift the discussion.
Happy, Keisha, if it's happy, why we talking about it? If they like it, we what?
So a Compton man who has proudly bragged online that he is the only word with twin baby mamas is being dragged through the filth by social media. He says his name is Keanye something Banks, and he says the twins are cool with sharing the same man, and they certainly seem to be thrilled that both are expecting a child. Now, the twins are Nia and Nadia, and the crazy part is that y'all gonna get some therapy for these kids because they gonna be cousins and half siblings.
Listen, this is why the internet is so dangerous. We find out some stupid shit that we never wanted to know ever in our life. And I know that we had some weird stuff going on in the country. You got so-and-so got babies by everybody. But this, because we're in this age where we know more about people than we ever want to know, and the fact that the girls are happy, the twins that he married are happy with this one man. I think they're sick and twisted, but if they love it.
Wait, not Miss Thruple herself.
No, not these are sisters. Me and you are not. We're not blood.
Wait a minute. And you got standards to Thruple?
Oh yeah. I don't want blood relatives. You don't. I think everybody should not be related. The only way we should be related is to Jesus. Other than that,
let's call Tasha and see what Tasha say.
Oh my my God, don't call Tasha.
We gotta call. I know. I be telling her to change their ringtone all the
Is
time.
that from 1992?
No, it's just her.
Hang up, hang
Okay.
up, hang up.
We have. It's not
Hang
3.
up, hang up,
There she go. Tasha.
hang up. That old horrible ringtone. Hey, boo.
Hey, what y'all doing?
All right.
Hey, you on the show?
You on the show, Tasha. So listen, we got a question for you.
You on the show? You on Facebook Live?
All right, so we got a question for you. So we got this happy throuple.
Anyway,
Okay, we got this happy throuple
You
where
know
this
wait, wait,
man.
you know what a throuple is?
no.
Go keep. It's a couple that adds another person in, so they're not a threesome. They actually live their lives as a
Throuple.
throuple.
Oh, so bigamous.
Yes.
Yeah, sort of,
Me,
but it's only.
Keisha, and Doja.
No,
That's
girl.
Shut up, girl. Me, Keisha, and Doja. Go ahead.
She's stupid.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's this dude that got a set of twins pregnant, and they both are pregnant right now and gonna have babies.
I saw that.
What you
I
think
saw
about that?
It's a hot ass man. It's a hot ass
I think we all agree.
I told Keisha, I said, you want a throuple, but now you got standards.
Well, I think you shouldn't be related. I just said you should be related through Jesus.
I know they gonna be brother cousins.
Yes.
Okay, so Dume said, let's consider who invented monogamy. Who invented monogamy? He says, let's think about who invented monogamy. Go ahead. What were you saying about it?
Women invented monogamy. I don't think men did. Any woman. Anyway,
Wait, let Tasha. What you say, Tasha?
Huh?
What you think now?
What I think about what?
Monogamy.
About
the couple?
yeah.
It's a hot man. Yeah, that's a hot man. That's a hot old man.
Why she
That's-
thought I
that's
would
all I
agree
can
to this?
say.
Tasha, why would she think I
Like-
would agree to this? Why you thought I would
I
agree?
don't
'Cause
know.
you-
I'll be like,
I don't mind a throuple, but
Yeah.
we're talking about siblings with an extra man.
Listen,
it's
all I'm
like-
saying is,
exactly, it's
go ahead.
sleeping with your sister.
Yeah.
Sleeping with your sister.
Well, no, the guy not related to him. The girls are related.
I know, but you still
Sleeping with your,
sleeping
if
with
they
your
having
sister.
threesomes, like all of them in the bed together.
But
Ew.
even still,
Because that's what a
Even-
throuple
wait a
do.
minute,
They
even
share
if-
one bed.
but even if they're not, you still going behind your sister.
That's
It
true
don't matter.
too.
You go behind your sister.
Either way you look at it, Tasha,
Mhm.
it's horrible.
It
That's
is.
nasty. Yeah, it is. But
Okay.
Hey, what? Hey,
Look
they
at
like
Keisha.
it.
She was like, I thought,
Yeah.
how you thought I was gonna go with
Cause
this?
you know that one there be doing some crazy stuff.
No, I mean you and Doja, that's cool. But
Stop
this
it.
right here, but this right here not cool.
We gonna get your boo on the phone because now you cutting up. All right,
Don't
Tasha, we
please.
love you. I'll call you back later.
Bye, Tasha.
All right, girl. Bye.
Tasha,
All right.
we waiting for that girl.
Go ahead,
please.
talk about this
Let's-
band app.
Oh, so check this out. Have you heard of the Band app? It's BAND, and it's a new app that has some significant features such as voting, synchronized to-do lists. I'm like, Keisha ain't on this shit. Keisha supposed to have us on here. Bill split, like everybody's on the app. We split the bill. Cloud storage and RSVPs, like to group stuff that we're trying to do. Now I look at our eyes. That means we about to get on it. So my son's AAU team invited me to the Band app, and I was like, oh God, here's another freaking app. You know how I am. Oh my God, here's another. So I'm on there, so I'm like, let me explore it, because usually I don't. So then I see all these different groups. There's one called Foodie, so I jumped in that group. Bam.
Okay.
Then there's one, Everything Black. I jumped into that one. Bam.
Of course.
Then one said politically incorrect. So I was like, bam, I'm gonna jump in there. Why is it a Trump supporting?
Oh my God.
Girl, I done went off on them people so bad. This man came back. He was like, so what they said was, when I was going in and explaining to how they didn't make no sense, this man said, she's a bot. I said, no, I'm an American citizen that has voting privileges.
Why he call you a bot?
He thought I was a Russian bot or something that was clever, so that would make it sense.
Oh.
I couldn't be a real human being.
You stop it.
Girl, and so I saw I'm a
All right.
U.S. citizen.
Well,
And
check-
So another guy came back and said, "Ooh, I'm so glad this lady on here because she putting you straight." And I was like, I gotta
Oh,
get off
God.
this app. As soon as I got on it, I gotta jump off.
All
But
right.
you can set us up with some
All right,
stuff.
we could do with the Band app. We're gonna check that out. If anybody's ever done the Band app, give us a little shout out. Tell us how it works, and then we'll check it out. Okay, real quick though, robocall. So they got this one thing where it's like a one ring. It's in the middle of the night, and somebody call you, and then you go to call them back, and you get hooked up with all these charges. So they have this thing called Robo Killer, and then No More Robo. I like the No More Robo because basically it answers and it talks to them as if you're talking to them, but really you pranking them. And so then they go on this call, when they can't call you anymore. But beware of that. They saying if you get that and it's a number you don't know, don't answer it. I think most people do that anyway, don't you? You answer phone numbers you
But
don't
it's
know?
the older people with the cell phone. My mama thinks she got to answer every call that comes through. And the reason being is she has nobody in her phone. So she don't have nobody number. So all
my
the
God.
numbers.
Help your mama out.
All the numbers
Help
are,
your mama
are
out.
unrecognizable.
Help your mama out. Help your mama out. All right, guys, we got a New Orleans rapper. None of that means anything, but she is 27 years old, and she was arrested because she put her son in a Lyft to send him to school, and told the driver it was about 8 miles away from where his school was, and told the driver to drop him off at school, and that she wasn't gonna go with him. So the cab driver drove him to the police, and they got her for abandonment because the baby's 5 years old. So would you put your 5-year-old child in a Lyft,
Yeah,
Keisha?
that's safe. It's better than what my parents did. Gave me Pat and Joe my shoes and said, go to school.
Now, you
Walk.
ain't thruppling, but you gonna put your 5-year-old in the car?
Why I wouldn't put me? That's a nice way to get to school.
No, that's
like
not.
a
You
bus.
don't know that person. Did you see all this stuff going on with these Lyft and Uber drivers? And you gonna put your 5-year-old
They'll
child
get
and
a
tell them to go?
They'll
You
get a
better
1
shut
star.
up.
Do you know I had to walk to school?
I did too.
These old
I had to take
cushion
2
babies.
buses and a train.
Okay,
so
so
stop it.
then what you talking about, girl?
It wasn't no Lyft with a stranger in their car.
You was on the bus with multiple strangers.
Excuse me. Publicly getting into
Yeah,
somebody's vehicle by yourself, and you don't know
I-
where this man gonna drive this baby.
I think that
And she turned around and went back in the house. She deserved to be arrested.
I don't think I want to walk to school.
Shut up.
Can I get a lift?
All right, so y'all know out in it's a Caribbean trip that this guy went on, and it turned into a vacation murder. And basically, he was a wealthy guy with his family, and this guy came and said he was coming to fix a sink. And actually, what he did was try to rob him and then extort money from him. And him and the guy got into an altercation, and you saw pictures of how bad the guy had gotten beat up, but the man who was doing it was killed. And so the man on vacation got released, went back to the States, and now he has to go back and face what's that?
Charges.
Manslaughter charges.
He didn't kill him, did he? He killed
Yeah.
him. Oh, so this the thing. I want to say to everybody that wants to rob people, if they catch you and they shoot you or they beat you half to death, that's on you, boo.
You took those chances, right?
That's on you.
Took those chances. All right, I'm not gonna. All right, so AG Barr, go ahead.
Oh, Attorney General Barr, he's been facing the Senate Judiciary Committee. So he faced them yesterday.
Wouldn't show up today.
He didn't show up today, girl. You better know it. And so, because yesterday was been a hot day, because Senator Harris read him like a book.
Baby, all of them was in his behind.
All of them, but the one that got me was Senator Hirano from Hawaii. She read her
she
statement.
did.
Oh, what type of liar you are! A liar. You don't work for the American people. You work for Trump. She went in, and then the man was like, "You went at him hard or something." It was like, so what?
Yeah,
He
but then
lied to the
Trump
American
turned
people.
around and said half the people who was doing this were people who were running for president, so it was unfair and all this kind of stuff.
Running for
Okay, keep it
president,
moving.
what
Like
that had to-
Kamala shouldn't
Yeah,
have been.
but this the thing. What does that have to do with the
You
Mueller
telling the
report
truth, right.
And y'all telling the truth.
Okay.
And the part that got me so upset with Attorney General Barr. So you came out with the 4-page letter saying that exonerates Trump. Then we get the Mueller report and find out when nothing exonerated.
Right.
So what we're trying to figure out is the lie you told. And they bring them in, and you got a letter from Mueller 3 days saying that that ain't what was in my report. And he said he didn't understand what Mueller was saying. So you dumb and you're a liar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a girl who had no chill. She was on the Baylor team. You know, they went to go see the Trump.
They won.
And she was like, "What you all been waiting for?" on Twitter, and she showed that he had served them some cold fast food. So it was like Big Macs lined up on these nice little containers, and under heat lamps, French fries and cold pizza. Come on, man.
Not only are you a liar over 10,000 lies, but you're a nasty person.
You So
How about to say some other
Oh,
words?
okay.
And you a horrible host. You don't even know how to host champions. And I was sitting there thinking, what would make him think that's an awesome meal?
Right.
But that's what
he
eats.
eats. Yeah.
But even for me as a hostess, I'm like, what would be a great meal for my guests? Not what I eat. What would be a great meal for my guests?
Right. I mean, because you always want the best for your guests. For me, I love entertaining. I love down to
And it's
the
not
napkins.
even his money. Why couldn't you get them people some steaks, some lobsters?
No, he did say that he spent his money last time, didn't he? Did he
Which
say
is
one?
why they got fast food
Okay.
from a billionaire. That's why he a billionaire. He ain't finna spend no
Okay.
money, child.
So Juan Grant, who's a close friend of Freddie Gray, remember the Freddie Gray case, the guy who they bumped around the they used to call it Rough Ride and hurt his spine and ended up he died. And so it's 4-year anniversary of his funeral, and riots were like rampant. And so today they were kind of maybe the last couple days. I'm sorry, they've been ramping up. So Juan Grant is a close friend of Freddie Gray. He was killed, and so he was taking and dropping a cousin off, from the story I gathered, and he hit like a 4-wheeler or something. And when he got out, I guess either to say something or check on him or whatever, they shot him in the head. And so they don't know if it was a setup or what was going down, but it was pretty interesting.
Juan Grant has died.
And he was a big advocate. He led the protests in the front of the Western District Police Station, demanding answers for Freddie Gray's death and all this kind of stuff.
Corruption. It's just, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theory on this, but corruption, I definitely believe in corruption.
Right.
These are some corrupted folks.
What about the mayor of Baltimore? She had to resign today because she wrote a children's book, and they said that she was basically selling to people who had affiliations with the city. And so the FBI raided her house and her business and everything. And this is what's interesting to me. They would do all that for this woman and her children's book and this little money she getting.
But we still got
girl,
the crooked in chief.
Jesus
I know you
Christ.
say,
Come on, FBI.
He ain't resigned. I get his ugly ass to resign.
Oh, my
Can
Lord.
we get the orange man in chief to resign? All the stuff we got on him. Did you hear parts of that Mueller report? He basically asked everybody to fire Mueller, and they didn't. And the fact that
And they don't start that-
is why they called it not obstruction. Not the fact that he asked.
Right.
So that's the attempt. Ain't that obstruction?
That is.
If I go, Keisha, please fire. Please
Right.
fire Mueller.
And I say no. I can just say you were just talking.
No.
But had they actually fired him, then it would have been obstruction. What?
That's a lie.
Come on, y'all. All right, so Scientologists, that cruise ship that's out there with the measles, and I'm going to tell y'all right now.
Y'all stinking non-vaccine flippers, anti-vaxxers.
So now we done got an outbreak with all these people dying and getting measles because we actually have a vaccine for it that you don't want to take advantage of. That's just crazy. So anyway, the ship, which was interesting to me, was a Scientology cruise where was used for religious retreats and I don't know, there's some type of retreat and stuff they had there. So it's like 300 people on this Scientology cruise, and they're asking for measles vaccines now. So now we want the vaccine. Okay. I'm just like, come on.
Let them eat cake.
So the people who are sick, what you gonna do?
If y'all don't, if anybody understand that reference, that's Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake. That mean y'all die.
All right, rest in peace, John Singleton. I know Singleton. I'm sorry. I know.
I know. So me and the other Keisha was talking, and we was talking about, man, he was only a few years older than us.
Yes.
So even when those
2
movies,
years older than me.
and more than that, he's 51, girl.
I will be 48.
So that's 3.
That means that he's not 51 yet.
No, he's 51 now.
When's
he
his
died
birthday?
at 51.
Okay.
He died at 51.
3 years. That's still real
But
short.
you're 47, so that's 4
I know,
years.
that's
It's 4 years as of today. It's 4 years.
Next month I'll be 48.
But you ain't next month.
Okay, go ahead. So he,
Wait a minute.
American filmmaker.
So, but I'm like, he was only a few years older than us. And for him, when he came out with these movies, I was thinking, dang, I didn't realize that he was that young. So this is
He
my
was 24 when he made
was
Boys in the
24,
Hood.
and I was like, wow. So with that being said, he been an old looking man all his life.
You
He
think
look
so?
old. Even the
Girl, he got
young-
7 kids.
Yeah, but even the young pictures that they put up of him, I was like, damn, he look 50 and that.
The man gone. Stop
I
it.
know, but I'm just saying for real. I said I always thought he was older. So when they say he was 51, it floored me because I always thought maybe he was like 70 now. It was weird,
But he's
yeah.
got a nice little portfolio, and so
does.
moment of silence for John Singleton.
Yeah.
All right. I know you guys is the Beyonce challenge before I let go. Baby, I'm on it. So I'm telling you, anybody in the local area that want to get down with this, I'm trying to put it together for the STEP team to learn it and then to do a fundraiser to charge people to come out to learn the dance as a way for them to raise money for this upcoming school year. So I thought it'd be a great
So
idea.
you know to count me in, right?
Girl, because we're going to be up in there. Ow.
Ow.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
But to segue into that,
So
your girl
mayo cello. You know mayonnaise and Coachella.
So I don't know if you watched the Billboard Awards last night.
I didn't.
You did
'cause I
not.
don't have cable.
Okay, so it was on last night, and your girl Taylor Swift needs a whooping. And I get that it was like a nod, but I think if she was really going to kind of honor Beyonce, you should have bought out a band that was like, you know what I'm saying? And then say, hey, bet, like gave a shout out to her. But it was like, it looked like the worst copycat of like, because the band was playing. And think about.
What band she brought out? Troy University band?
Girl,
I'm
worse.
laughing because with Troy University now, when they came to ASU, they put a whipping on us on the football field. But they band came out. Our band was popping and we were
telling you.
The band won. The football team might not have won, but the band won.
Telling you.
So she had a Mayo band. So Beyonce, I mean. So I watched the making of Beyonce's Homecoming and it was awesome because it gave a tribute back to HBCUs and she was saying why she did it, why she wanted to give a tribute back to HBCUs. And it really dawned on me that we have something that's very not only are they mayo, they are dressed in mayo.
I pulled a picture
dressed in mayonnaise.
of the band.
Marinade.
She was
That's
so
a
corny.
marinade.
Okay,
band.
we're gonna move past it.
So
That's crazy.
So what happened is in Homecoming, Beyonce did a tribute to HBCU.
Hey, Lisa.
But at the very end, and I get that that's the other thing about HBCUs. That's what makes us so unique because it's nothing you can copy. And so sorry, Taylor, you shouldn't even attempted that. You should have went and got a HBCU band. That's what you should have done.
That's what I'm saying. And that would have been more respectful. If she would have did that and been like, this for Beyonce, let me start this off. And did that. That would have seemed like a nice little tribute and respect. But that whole copycat thing, that was an epic fail.
I want to say something that Beyonce said at the end of Homecoming that resonate with me today. She said, if my country ass can do it, you can do it. What? She said, Bama, daddy from Bama, mama from Louisiana. What? And she
Hot
Texas,
sauce in my
homegrown
bag.
Texas. She from Texas. She said, if my country ass can be successful, anybody can.
And you know what?
Ow.
And I agree with that. But
like
it's
that.
the diligence. Like, you know what I've been noticing lately? Every time I begin to want to procrastinate with something, I've been getting up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. God's been waking me up like, look, stop procrastinating. You got this going on. You got this. Get it together.
Lord.
And so I've been getting up actually, hey, let's get this. Let me stop procrastinating. Like when I go home this evening, I got some stuff I got to do.
Well, and then with Beyonce, when I was watching her grind, which is why people think she just got up there and learned to move. No, they had grind for like 4 months, but she had just had the twins.
Yeah.
And she went into this and she said, no sugar, no breads, no.
Girl,
and
no
I was sitting there
carbs.
going,
I was
no
like, she was
meat. I was
eating-
like, is you crazy?
She was eating rice cakes and vegetables.
And I was like, girl, is you crazy?
Yeah,
but that's the diligence. And then you can see the weight coming off.
Yeah.
But the very first part of the video, you could tell she had just had a baby. And I was like, that's why I still got my baby.
Girl.
None of that shit she was doing. I was sitting there, look, all that hard work. Yes, it paid off, but who gonna do? I was like, no, I just stay home with the baby.
My child said, and I've been calling him like he get up that early. So she definitely been getting up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. You stop at Doja Time just because you in college and you out for the summer, be trying to sleep. Ain't nobody playing with you. All right, so Paula Abdul closed out the Billboard music. Now she is, 54, 55?
56.
And so, 56. So her dancing ain't like it used to be. She had a little rough start, too, because she threw this hat in the throat Juliana
Julia Huff.
Girl.
Yeah.
by accident, because when she practiced, it was probably
This
something
thing
totally
keeps sliding
different.
Off my head. There
Crunch
you
them
go.
down, yeah. Okay.
I had to,
All right.
my throat to come out, but
Oh, okay.
I had to pull
You
it
got
back.
you got to compromise.
Look
Okay.
at that shit. Look at this shit. I'm going back. I need my fro out. That
They
right.
said
Bump
fake
that.
offended. Fake
Bump
offended.
that.
Clifford said he fake offended.
So check this out. So I watched the Whitney Houston story. And
No, he's talking about me calling him. Clifford, I will call you in the morning too. Both of y'all better stop being fake
I know.
offended.
I'm talking about. I'm gonna try to
Hashtag fake offended.
I'm gonna try to pull Paula Abdul back in this.
Okay,
So
go.
I was watching the Whitney Houston thing, and they showed Whitney, and she was crying because Paula Abdul was getting all this notoriety, and she was like, "Mommy, she's even off key," because she was like, she
Paula,
can't even sing.
she never can sing.
No, but that's the thing that Whitney was
Yeah.
saying, and when you brought this up, it was like Paula could dance.
Yeah.
But Whitney can't dance.
But at 56, it didn't slow down a little
Yeah,
bit,
but
Paula.
Whitney,
but she did a good job. She lasted the whole time.
No, I'm saying, but Whitney can't dance.
Yeah.
But Whitney can blow. Whitney
Blow,
was the
blow,
voice.
baby. She didn't have to dance with the way she blow.
But she was so surprised that people were acting like Paula could sing. And I was like, I forgot all about Paula Abdul until I saw it on this thing. And then now she's on the Billboard Awards. Really.
Kimora and Russell's son,
Daughter.
Oki Lee Simmons, admits that she let Harvard acceptance get to her head. And she said her mom came at her and was like, look, she said she was putting on everything. She had Harvard hoodies, T-shirt, everything. Everybody who could talk about it, she put it up on every social media. Her mom was like, stay humble. And when she called her dad was like, I've been wanting to say that to you too. And so she, normally when her daddy take her side, she's like, whoa. So she said she had to come and eat a bunch of humble pie and realize that, yeah, she's glad she got accepted, but at the same time,
Well, and I think that's what our president needs.
Hey, Bo.
I think that's
Oh.
what Look,
Oh.
I know Keisha go like, you whipped it back. But we all
Oh.
need somebody in our lives to bring us, ground us, because
Yeah.
sometimes we could be so overwhelming with
Yeah.
something that, like even with the president, and we said this about Michael Jackson, we said this about a lot of big superstars that
Right.
don't have people in their lives to say, that's not cool.
That's not cool.
Let's be humble. Let's be great with
Yeah.
what we have. R. Kelly, I'm just going to name some.
So those who are still listening on joining us right now, do you think you're humble? Or can you use a little bit of humble 101 too?
I think that for me, life experiences have made me humble.
Mm.
Like, yeah, hey, because I'm going to tell you some stuff. Growing up, I said I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mother. I just knew I was going to be a businesswoman in a suit. I knew, and I love kids, and I wanted kids, but I just thought I'd be like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, when I had the kids and I was cleaning up shit and throw up,
It humbled you real quick, huh?
God said,
Let's call Fred
and
Thomas and see
God
if he
said,
humble.
And God said,
Let there be humble.
God said, what you playing?
Ooh. You said 3 wings and I had to hang up?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if you
For
answer.
Fred, we'll give him 5 rings.
Dee says she thinks she's humble, and she is.
Well, and I
She
mean,
is.
life experiences humbles us. And if you haven't been experienced something to humble you, then that means you out there wilding. Because that means you're not paying attention.
Hello? Hello?
Fred Thomas.
Hey, what's up?
Are you this? I can't remember. Are you
Listen
talking for
to
real,
that
or is this a
voice,
voicemail?
Fred.
Yeah.
This is Fred. Fred, you are live
What?
on Facebook with City Keisha and Country Keisha. What's going on? What's up, landlord?
What's going on? What's happening? What's happening?
Listen, we had to tell you that for you say something crazy.
That's
We
why
don't-
I came out with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we
Okay.
talking and we want to get your opinion. Do you think that you're humble?
Yes.
Okay, what makes a person humble nowadays? So you could get carried away with not being humble. Share a little wisdom with us.
Well, Fred, I'm going to
Humble?
help you.
No, let Fred say something. Hold on. Go ahead.
Humble, humility, just have
Yes.
a certain self-respect, a circumspect. You don't have to think that think or present that you're better than anyone else. You just have to do your thing.
Okay.
And in the course of that's not attacking confidence,
Okay.
but humbleness is actually having confidence, expressing it.
Now, that's well said. I said something earlier, Fred, about experience made me humble. It's some things I've been through in life that made me go, wait a minute. Now that I'm the age I am and have been through some things, there's some things that make me think
Right.
that slow down, be humble.
So, guys, we got Fred, the infamous Fred Thomas, on the phone. Now,
We
your
have our
nephew is listening.
landlord.
Your nephew is listening to us, and he says that's interesting how he answers your call and not mine.
Sit down, DJ. Sit down.
So, I think you might want to call your nephew if you hang up.
Don't call him, Fred. Make him wait.
All right, so Fred, we're gonna go back. We're gonna ask you another question. So earlier we talked about thruppling. You know what that is?
What now?
You know what thruppling is?
We told you before, Fred.
Threatening?
It's
Yeah.
me, Keisha, and Doja.
Shut up. A throuple is when it's not like a threesome. It's like they actually have a couple, but it's three of them.
It's a
so
third
it's this
person.
dude
Yeah.
in California that done got two twins pregnant, and they're in a throuple.
He two sisters,
He told some. Mm-mm.
blood related sisters.
So do you think that's whack?
Yes, I do.
When we get you off Facebook to give us the real answer, I think it's whack because they're sisters.
That's too much. That's too much.
That's what I said. That's what I said. If they weren't related, that's crazy.
So they gonna be cousins and siblings.
Half siblings.
He said, mm-mm.
I
So
think
you said two. You got two sisters pregnant?
they're
A
twins.
set of twins.
Oh wow.
You know what I think, Fred?
Okay.
The internet is exposing us to some stuff I would rather have never known.
Yeah. Okay, so one more question. Do you think that we talk more about each other or to each other?
About.
Yeah. Why do you think that's so? Why do you think people spend more time talking about each other than to each other?
You know, well, typically you especially said.
You want to give
Most
your
people
second?
most people don't want to address a subject head on.
Mm-hmm.
That's the two part.
Okay.
So I can address the subject talking to someone else
Nobody want to be deep, huh?
and talking it through. Yeah, that's I think so.
Well, I added a little bit to that.
And
is
Christina
about
said, "Hey,
competing-
buddy."
About competing with each other. We feel this need to compete. Now, that's something that I don't like. This need that instead of talking with each other, we're saying, I did this, I did that, you did that, you did that. You know, that type of competition amongst each other.
Well, competition is not bad.
Okay.
I think competition is good.
No, I'm
But I
saying
don't
when
think
we're
that
talking to
that
each
wasn't the
other.
question that you asked.
Yeah.
You
Right.
asked to people
Talk to each other or about
talk
each
about
other.
each other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that has anything to do with competition.
Okay.
I think that's just a choice that we make.
Okay. Before we get off the phone, they just passed this bill 7030 to give teachers the right to carry guns in classrooms. Do you agree?
Can you repeat that, please?
They did a bill, SB 7030, and it has to be signed by a governor, but it gives teachers the right to carry guns in the classroom.
I don't know if I don't think I agree with that.
Okay.
All right, Fred.
I think that's just
Wait a
adds.
I'm burning
Let
up.
him say, hold on.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm about to- Fred, why you cut the L off? I need to know. I'm in here melting. Then you done took the water bottles away. What in that flipper is
You
going
make it
on?
melting. You make it melting down, man.
I'm melting over here. What is going on, landlord?
She crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
Fred, we won't hold you. We about to wrap up our podcast. We thank you for participating in
Thank
it.
you so much.
All right, y'all take care.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye. You just showed out.
Well, I'm about to melt. You got sweat on your nose.
All right. So I do want to talk about real quick. Offset. He found himself in a bit of hot water again, and a worn out for his arrest. He was at Target, and this guy was like doing a selfie and was kind of having Offset in the background, trying to stunt with him or whatever. And he walked up on him and smacked the phone to the ground. And
I don't see nothing wrong
they
with
said
that.
he didn't smack him.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. You better be glad it was your phone. Look at that mosquito.
Let me tell you.
I'm calling our landlord.
All right, so Sierra wants her fans in their natural hair for a new project. So if you wear your natural hair, we're going to put Keisha on it. She wants to hear from you on Instagram. Put up a picture because she's doing this project. We're going to get this, Skeeter. doing a project. So there's a brand new Black-owned sneaker company, and they're honoring the work teachers do in and out the classroom by gifting pairs of unique sneakers to educators. And so I asked Keisha if she was going to nominate me.
Nominate you.
So Jeff Henderson founded 99 products, is that what it's called, 99 products. And so just last month, in part of celebrating educators, customers can nominate a deserving teacher through the company's website. So you go to 99 products and you can tell them why you feel like a teacher deserve it, and then they'll send them to them.
DonorsChoose.org to specifically aid people working in education.
Yeah, but it's under 99 products.
So that's where he's going to donate his profits to. I like that.
I love that. And then Oscar winner Regina King,
All
do your
right.
thing, girl. She just signed a contract with Netflix to do some streaming. Yeah, don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
Monique, ain't nobody boycotting Netflix. That ship has sailed. My sister.
Yeah, sorry, girl.
We sorry. Every time somebody sign a deal, I think about Monique and that awful plea she had for us.
All right.
Sister, you should have took them 50,000. I think you would have been on $1 million this next go round if you had to went with that 50. I mean, honestly, bad business.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a couple more things real quick. Promoting healthy relationships. We want you to share your experiences with the young. Share it with them. I know. Share them with the young. That future generation need to know. Sometimes hearing from your mistakes and the things you did will help them. Sit down and take a couple minutes. Don't just talk at them. Talk with them. It's almost like the same thing with the whole thing about, are you talking about them or are you talking to them? Because I promise you, we real quick to talk about them. Oh, they this, oh, they that. Talk to them. Okay? Keisha, you have anything with finance? We can probably table some of this other stuff.
Yeah, if you want to, we could table finance because I can come back to that.
So I do want to talk about a couple of things with men versus men, then we'll end it, okay?
Okay.
All right,
where we at?
Let's do the first couple. How about
I
that?
ain't do that page. Let's go, baby.
All right.
I want to do one of these. You skip them.
That females hear better than men, and it's been proven.
Oh my God, I know it. I in my own relationship,
See
females hear better than men.
It says females not only hear better, but can discern between a broader range of emotional tones and human voices.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Another one I like is, no.
Really? You don't want to talk about orgasms? I think orgasms should definitely be discussed. DJ, close your ears.
G Money. Let me tell you something, G Money. We called you to be live on our show, and you didn't even answer the phone.
Where G Money?
He
Call
right
G
there.
Money right now.
No, we talking about your fam.
Hey, ask him, can he talk though? Don't call him yet. Ask him, can he talk?
I'm gonna call him anyway.
Hey, G Money, can you talk? Let us know. Don't call. See,
I'm
that's
calling
rude.
him.
That's rude.
I'm calling him.
G Money. Hey, Art. Oh, I love you, Art.
You gonna throw some UOR?
Really?
What up, G Money?
What's up, G Money?
Hey.
Hey, yo, Keisha.
What's up with you, man? What you been doing?
I'm so glad that I did not answer the first time.
Oh my God!
Why?
You saw us.
Here like dirty underwear.
What?
No. No.
We love you, G Money.
Yeah.
Hey, we want you to
the
chime in on a
love
few
is
things.
mutual,
Chime in
but-
on that 70-30
y'all-
bill about the teachers carrying guns in classroom.
Oh man, that's
Why
foolish.
you brought that up?
I'm just asking real quick. You don't say nothing. I want him to say something. Go ahead.
I think we're putting teachers in a bad position. One, teachers are not marksmen. Two, a lot of teachers have issues with youth of color when they do something and perceiving, telling the difference between a real threat or a perceived threat. I just think that we're setting up teachers and students for a lot of failure and some more lawsuits and possibly a loss of life.
All right, we're not gonna say that because we debated this forever.
Yeah, okay.
My
I'll
other
go back
thing
to
is,
this one. That's all. Somebody go back.
okay, hold on. So, do you think that the throuple with the dude who got the set of twins pregnant, you think that's everybody happy? That's good.
Not the way that I would roll.
I mean, I said if we like it, we love it, right?
Yeah. I mean, hey, it's not the way that I would roll, but ain't none of my business. If they happy, who am I?
Okay.
I think it's going to create for some interesting family dynamics later down the line.
All right, so we're gonna hit you.
But-
We're gonna hit you with a little scientific fact about the difference between men and women. So listen up. It says, our orgasms affect us differently. So men orgasm versus women, and it says in female, the oxytocin and the dopamine released after orgasm make her want to cuddle and talk. But in males, it releases into their hypothalamus, which triggers the brain's sleep center.
I believe that.
I don't understand what y'all want me to do.
G in true G fashion. In true G
Go
fashion.
G buddy, go G buddy, go.
Oh my God.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. I
It just is what it is.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah,
Okay, let me ask you this, G Money. Do women hear better than men? Because they saying scientifically that women hear better than men.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, they hear the emotions that's going on in the voice. They know whether somebody's having an issue. They can hear it. Do men pick up on that type of stuff?
I think women may be more in tune
because y'all selfish.
But I also think that it depends. But as a gender, I think women may be more in tune. But I know for my household, I'm more attentive to details like that than my wife is.
You're a metrosexual. You're a metrosexual.
No, I agree with that, G Money, because you remember at the trip to Cancun, Jennifer walked right past me. And Angela and Fred's wife, Angela, they both walked right past me, and I was hyperventilating, and they was like, "Look, we on vacation. Ain't nobody here, no doctor."
And G Money stopped.
G Money help
Listen,
me.
and
Did you not G Money tell the story?
Those were two doctors that walked past you.
No, G Money, is that not true?
It is true. It's real.
He
true.
was really concerned. They was like, "She'll be all right."
Right. All right. So G, one more thing. It says, contrary to popular belief, it's men that fall in love at first sight.
I believe that.
I believe that. I believe that. And it's an L word, but I just also believe that men are definitely more visual. So I don't know if it's
because of that
necessarily.
But, and that's what it says. A female needs to carefully assess a man's survival and replication value, which takes time. This is why pickup artists like to surround themselves with pretty girls. A man, on the other hand, knows almost immediately if he would have offsprings with the girl based on her visual appearance.
I agree.
Yeah, but I think visual appearance. I think men are definitely more visual, but when we love, that kind of threw it off.
Okay.
In terms of taking it more out of the visual, more into the emotional.
And I want to ask you something, G, about that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you, G, that for men, they usually know when the woman is everything they want, and they're going to pursue her in that regards, right? And for women, we don't know if he's everything we want, and we have to figure out if he fits it. But men have and I think they're held at a higher position where they're able to say, "I want her," and where women can say, "I want him," and he be like, "I don't want you."
Yo, I think you're onto something, and it's really like the economics of mating, in a sense of of supply and demand.
Yeah.
So the greater the supply, the less discriminating you have to be. The shorter the supply, the more discriminating you have to be, so you don't get stuck like Chuck with an imposter. So,
now I will tell you, when I was in college, it was like 5-1 or 7-1, and even like when DJ started college, it was 7-8-1. So the men definitely can be like, "Oh no, she's not cute."
Well, and we saw the Red Table Talk with the actor, remember the Hispanic actor who said he fell in love with his wife and it's work, but it's work he want to put in. So when men love a woman, they're willing to put in the work, to keep it going. And that I think when men are in love is very strong.
Right.
That they will work for it.
Well, G Money, we thank you for taking a couple of minutes. I hope next time we call you, we need you to answer.
No, don't answer first
hey,
time.
Man, I
told her to
I'm
let people know.
Right now,
you what?
At a conference. So I was at a conference dinner. So
oh.
I was like,
I can't do it right now, but just made it back to the hotel room, and
Okay.
glad to catch a little Keisha and Keisha.
Yeah.
All right, G.
Well, we love you, G. Well, you know you be representing
Hey,
all
nothing
over
but
the
love for my
world.
sisters.
Can I get a fuck
All right,
Trump
Keisha and
out of you?
Keisha.
Can I get a fuck Trump out of you?
What?
He posted the other day. Can I get a fuck Trump out of you?
All right, G.
You
We love you. Talk to you later.
already
Bye.
know.
What?
All right, we're going to call one more person. We're going to call the therapist, Stephanie, because, you know, she is in the house, and then we're going to be done for the night.
I'm ready to take this thing
I
on my
know.
head. I'm about
I know.
to have
You almost there. I told you.
I'm about to have a hyperventilate. What I'm about to do?
But you don't hyperventilate.
What I be having them
Panic attack.
I'm about to have a panic attack. This shit drive me crazy.
I am
Glass,
peacefully
I
trying
gotta
to
take
watch the
something
show.
off.
Hey, Steffi Boo.
God.
I'm peacefully trying to watch the show.
So we want to ask you a couple questions. Of course, they got to be sex questions because that's what you be on. We are joined by Dr. Stephanie Douglas Walthour, and she is a sex therapist slash family therapist slash awesome woman, mommy of
Slash
two, wife, friend. She be doing it all. She wear a bunch of hats. What's up, Steph?
I was peacefully trying to watch the show and put my 2-year-old to bed.
What?
Oh, you got the
Stephanie.
2-year-old?
I like that name.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we do want to ask you one question before you put the 2-year-old to bed because he probably wilding out. He got a couple minutes. Are orgasms different for men and women? We read that the dopamine release from the orgasm makes a woman want to cuddle and talk, and the hypothalamus triggers the brain to sleep in men.
Yeah, absolutely. But it also depends on just the person's genetics and the biology of their body within anybody. So it's really hard to make those generalizations for all women are like this and all men are like this.
Gotcha.
Women that have more maybe testosterone or something, they may not want to cuddle.
So you talking about the ones who grow mustaches and beards?
No, not even the ones that grow mustaches. But guys, think about it. Think about when we start going through different hormonal changes as we get older. We start having hot flashes, and a lot of other things are going on in our body where we just want to kind of be by ourselves. Like, I don't want you to touch me. I'm hot. I'm sweaty.
I think I'm
don't
type
need
of
that.
Okay.
Yes, so it's that. So you see how that's hard to kind of generalize that.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of other things that could possibly going on in that moment. Now, what they may talk about is a 21-year-old or a 22-year-old that says, "No, I really want to cuddle. I really want to feel emotionally connected to you in this moment." But they don't talk about the men that feel that way too. You know, so once again, those are some things that are very generalized, and we don't want to get in that business of saying all men are like this and all women are like this. It's a great fact. It's a fun fact. You know, and we can kind of play around with it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that means it for everyone.
Okay. Well, hit us with a little bit of bedtime. We about to sign off in a couple of minutes. You got any advice you want to give out to the young men and women that are out here courting?
Absolutely. I just think one of the things, I just did a conference the other day, and I talk about keeping it spicy. And people are like, well, how do I keep it spicy? I want to go out and buy some outfits, and I want to be a nurse and this. Listen, you ain't got to do all that.
I'm so shy.
But I ask, how many times does a woman initiate the act of intimacy?
I'm too shy.
You know, and so you initiating it, and I give a lot of my clients a quota. At least once a month, you must initiate intimacy. You know, and so while he's down there watching the playoffs right now, he got his beer, he chilling, you know, you must then go down there, do your thing, like, let's go.
What's that thing?
Girl,
What you
he
doing?
gonna
What you
throw
doing, Steph? What you doing?
No, he gonna throw you out there. Don't you interrupt no man
No.
while he watching no damn game.
It depends on what you doing.
What's more important?
Wait till
the
the game off. I'm not finna. I'm
Because
not
guess
gonna
what? He
co-sign
don't
that.
care about that game. If it's not his team, it's just okay. Let me throw a disclaimer. If it's not his team,
Okay.
you know, if he don't really care about the team.
Because I know if them
He's
Hawk fans
chilling.
that live at your house.
Listen, them Hawks or them Falcons fans. Let me tell
Yes.
you.
Let me give you the Nancy
Death or
Pelosi
high
clap.
water.
Let me give you the Nancy
but-
Pelosi.
But you saying just being sporadic.
Yeah, Yeah,
But
I think
but yeah,
when you're
but that's the way
washing
it brings
dishes.
sporadic and just something different. And that right there, that's wild and crazy. I don't have to go and buy anything for that. That's my wild and crazy for the month. So I really challenge women, or even not necessarily women, but just the partner that's in a relationship that does not, typically initiate. I challenge you to initiate them once a month. That's your quota. Once a month,
Okay.
I'm going to make sure I go and do this.
Okay. All right.
Dang,
We're going
we
to have to
about
get
to
a follow up
sign
with you. Now that we can do these phone calls, baby, it's on.
Oh,
Greg is
my
cutting up on you.
gosh.
He cutting up right now.
Oh my God!
He said, I'm about
I
to get
can't
Stephanie
watch
to
it
talk to
because
my wife. See, you know
I'm on
Greg.
my phone. I'm on my phone. I can't even see what's happening right now.
All right. So
And you
so
know
we
what?
do
I
want to
don't
ask
know
you, what
the
do you think
pieces.
about the
I do not know
throuple?
them.
The
What do I
throuple
need
with
to
the
speak
man
about?
and he got the
Two
twins pregnant.
Yeah.
One more time. I can't hear.
There's a man who got 2
Mhm.
twins pregnant right now, and they living as a throuple.
One set of
Okay.
twins. But yeah. I
Okay.
said 2 birds.
Mhm. Okay. Well, is that a form of polygamy?
Well, I mean, they're
Well,
both pregnant.
they're not married.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
married.
I mean, if
It
it's
is a
something
form
they,
of polygamy, yes.
if it's something they have agreed upon,
Yeah.
and they are consenting adults, and it brings happiness to their home, we can't judge. What I say last time, y'all, what you do from 9 to 9:30 is your business. I
But
ain't got
listen,
nothing
don't
to
you
do
think
with
those
that.
kids
You know
gonna
what I'm
need some
saying?
therapy?
They might. They their kids.
They cousins and half siblings.
Well, I said if they like it, we what? Love it.
Well, I mean, I understand what you're saying about that, because now we're growing up in this family and we are seeing what the norm is. Our
Come
parents
on now.
set what
But
the norm
every
is.
family got some weird stuff going on.
Girl, don't make it weird.
Absolutely.
But
But that's their norm. If that's your norm,
This what I
That's
said
such a
earlier,
therapist
Stephanie.
answer. I love you.
This what I said earlier, Stephanie. The internet just putting people out there that we never would have known about. We would have never known about this mess.
This happening in Indiana every day, girl.
Okay.
This is
Hey, in the
this is
country.
just
In the
South
country.
Dakota and North Dakota, they getting it in. Okay.
Right.
Let's
All right,
be
Stephanie, we
clear.
love you. We got one
Love
more
you,
call.
Steph.
We
Love you guys
you might want to
too.
hang on because
Have
we're about to
fun.
call Keisha Boo.
You
Oh,
weren't
Lord.
supposed to
Bye.
tell it. I
Bye.
didn't want nobody to know this.
So we about to get the boo on the
Bye,
phone,
y'all.
baby.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.
You weren't supposed to tell it, Keisha. We gonna edit him out. Oh God, let's see if he answers.
All right, y'all. Now we've been talking about this mystery boo, so we're gonna see if the mystery boo for real.
Okay, we hear the ring. Ah!
After 3 weeks, we hang up. That was your rule.
There he goes. You are live, Stefan.
What's up, Steve?
Oh my God, she's calling your name
Hey,
because we
hey,
were not
hey,
supposed to say
hush
who
it up.
this was.
You hush it
So,
up. Let
guess
the
what?
man talk.
Hold on, but let me give him a disclosure. You are
Disclaimer.
live on Facebook.
Disclaimer.
And disclosure.
Okay, go ahead.
So you're live on Facebook. We're gonna ask you a few questions. You give us your
You see how
answer,
sweet she done got,
and-
y'all. Y'all see how sweet she done got.
Oh my God, I did not. You know what? I'm
Oh, she
blushing.
just cheesing. Now, look, Steve, about 40 minutes ago, she's about cussing me up and down. Now, look at her.
I'm sorry, Stefan. Do your best.
What's up, Steve?
I'm shy.
Everything good? How you doing?
I'm doing well. So, we want to ask you a few questions. First thing, you like Keisha?
No, that is not the question. Do not answer that.
I need to know.
Okay, Steve. We'll call
Hey,
you
I
back
need you to
next
hush
week.
it up. I need you to hush it up.
We'll call you next
Let the
week.
man talk. Go ahead.
Okay, what's your question?
My first question is, we were talking about a throuple where this man had they're 2 sisters, they're twins, and both of them are pregnant by him right now. What you think about that?
If I mean,
Come on now.
whatever like float they boat, different people have different appetites and they like different things or whatever. So
But what about the 2 babies,
hold on,
Steve?
hold on.
What about the two babies?
No
They
appetite.
gonna be cousin siblings.
That ain't our business.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
Disgusting, but that ain't our
people.
business.
Yeah, people are weird, man. So I don't know.
All right. So do you
mean,
think that women, when it come to orgasms, they want to talk and cuddle, and men want to go to sleep?
Not us. We talking about in general.
Oh man.
See, this thing is real
yeah,
brushy
that's
now,
true.
baby.
That's true.
I want
That's
everybody
true.
to see this. Everybody checking
No,
this out.
that's true. I mean, yeah, women like to they y'all have more tendencies to want to cuddle and talk and all that. But we just want our sleep. We done got relieved of all the stress.
Next question.
Come
Oh
on,
my
Steve.
God, Steve.
Come on,
Next
Steve.
question.
You hush it up, Keisha. Come on,
Next question.
Steve.
He just said it. Next question, please. I'm embarrassed.
Leave that man alone. Go ahead.
You doing good, babe. You doing awesome.
Okay, so here's my third question. Do you think it's the new bill, the 70-30 bill that the Senate has passed, said that teachers will be allowed to carry guns? What do you think about that?
I don't like that
Okay, tell me why.
because, for one, okay, you're a teacher. Well, I'm just gonna use my experience. My sisters, they're
Okay.
teachers. They have no idea on how to handle a gun, and nine
Okay.
times out of 10, they'll probably get that gun taken from them, and used on, yeah. So you're creating a more dangerous environment.
Thank you, Stephen. Okay, that was very
Oh, you
nice.
being real fancy.
Uh,
Well, but there is 144-hour training that comes with that, though.
Okay, next question, because we don't want to
Okay,
debate it.
Hey,
if
you need to be quiet and
again,
let somebody else talk for a second.
Now,
I'm
let
trying to
me-
hear
let me say
Steve.
this.
Hush it up.
Let me say
No,
this
I don't
also.
want to hear
Let me
you
say-
right now. I don't want to hear you.
It's hot in here for real. That was
Let me
awesome.
say-
That was awesome.
Let me say this also.
Okay.
Now, if some people, you may be trained on how to use a gun. I think it's an individual thing. It's not for everybody.
Okay.
Thank
So just
you.
like me, right?
Mm,
Like
You
me,
got another
I'm
question?
trained.
You
I'm
be
trained to
patient.
use guns.
Okay.
You-
But I just feel like, and
teacher right
I
now-
agree with that to an extent, but I just think at this point, you know how dangerous schools are getting. And it's like, we know we're not about to get rid of guns. But, all right, so do you think people talk about each other more than they talk to each other?
Oh, definitely talk about each other more.
Tell,
Definitely.
tell me why you think that's so.
It's a lot of envious people out there, and they envy, so they're gonna go and talk about other than.
We're
I
sorry.
mean, just say for instance, I had an incident what happened Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I rode up to the car wash, and the guy Richard, he knows me. He's like, okay, here come the man. Hey, you pull on in. Not know everybody else didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I already had called him earlier up in the week and told him when I was coming in. And I said, look, I'm gonna be kind of tired, so when I get there, can you just? He said, hey man, just come on in and I'll take care of you.
Okay.
So when I got there, he told me, he pushed me up to the front of the line.
Uh-huh.
And everybody was looking like,
Ah.
there they go again, there
Right,
it is. I
right.
mean, who he think he is? Just cause he riding in a Viper or something like that, he think he better than everybody.
Right.
This and that, whatever. And I heard them mumbling and carrying on.
Right.
And so
And you can, right.
Go ahead, keep
some
talking,
of the
baby.
dudes, some of the dudes went over to him and like, hey man, what's up? So he was like, listen, this is my VIP customer. I say, Rich, don't do that, man. I said, don't do that. He said, okay, I'm gonna be for real. He called me, I think Tuesday or Wednesday, told me he's gonna be a Saturday. So I told him to come in.
Made an appointment.
Yeah, but I mean, right. He put it out. But then they were still talking. Started coming to me and say, hey, man, we were here waiting 2
Right.
hours. You don't mind waiting an hour or something like that there? Or I would have gladly done it because I ain't had nothing else.
Right.
But
Correct.
They went
But they were talking
yeah.
about you to him other than
Right.
talking to you because they had already
Right.
figured out what the situation is going to be. And then now here, people getting all offended. Their feelings all hurt. And it
Fake
starts a whole
offended.
bunch of stuff. They getting fake offended. That's what we call it. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Steve.
So-
That was awesome.
Oh, God.
We have actually went past our time.
We have. See, look, everybody
past
saying,
our time, but
wait, one of our friends
you
talking
our
about
last
some.
call.
She cheesing more than the Vita factory.
He he know he does that to me. So
Thank you, Steve, because this one here, I be wanting to throw out the first floor window.
All right.
All right, we
Good night.
appreciate you.
all right,
No
bye,
problem.
babe.
Bye. All right, guys, this has been so much
This
fun.
has been embarrassing.
So know that we will be calling more people on more episodes. We're gonna kind of arrange it where we can have a little, where you can call in and tell us how you feeling. That's what we probably gonna start doing. We're gonna put the number up there, and you can call in and tell us how you feel. We're so excited about it. We thank you for listening to us today. Hopefully
Great
you've learned some
day.
stuff. It was a good day.
It was a good day.
All right, and we've definitely gone over our time, so we're gonna have to
And
edit
I'm
it for
not
our
fake
podcast.
offended.
You're not fake offended.
I'm not fake offended, Cliff.
Okay, so I am doing these shirts called Fake Offended. We'll probably be wearing them next week, and if you want to order one, I will provide you with a way to get one.
And cash
from
out my girl.
us.
Cash out my
And we love y'all from the
you.
outhouse.
to the penthouse.
We out.
Two different point of views with the same name. Stop. What they name is
Keisha